docent on this trip, this journey, this adventure, this voyage through the city of Chicago, Illinois. Now, as we cruise down the Chicago River, we are going to see a lot of exciting buildings. And we're going to let them tell us their stories. Now, some of them will make bold statements about the values of community here in Chicago, but all of them together will tell us how Chicago as a city acts on its urges to make changes happen. And I cannot wait to tell you all about those changes today. So without further ado, I'm going to start talking about this very, very gorgeous city that we are cruising into. Check out this view, everyone. Isn't it very, very pretty? Now, Chicago has two major bodies of water. We have Lake Michigan, which is right behind us, which is what we are cruising away from, and we have the Chicago River, which is what we are using as our mode of transportation for the evening. Now, believe it or not, this is the only river in the world that has a reversed flow. I'm going to do my absolute best to explain to you all how we reverse the flow of this river. Now, believe it or not, the water in this river actually used to be pretty nasty at some point. It was super, super nasty. It was actually starting to leak into our drinking water. It was starting to make Chicagoans sick. So we had to clean our water supply. So what we did was we dug a canal that stretched all the way from the Chicago River past the subcontinental divide that is west of Chicago and connected it to the Des Plaines River, which is south and west of Chicago. So that the water would force to start flowing south. And that is actually how we pushed all of the gross water out of Chicago. That's how we cleaned our river. Cleaned. Quote unquote cleaned, right? Because we kind of didn't clean it, right? We kind of just sent all the gross stuff down to the Mississippi River because we didn't want to deal with it anymore. Sorry about that. Yes, there were arguments, there were trials in Chicago. Sorry about that. Now, what's super funny is this tiny pyramid right on the side of the river here. This is called the Centennial Water Fountain. It was actually built in celebration of the quote-unquote cleaning of our river. It was currently not in operation. It went out of operation around when COVID things started happening. But when it was in operation, it was actually pretty cool. During the months of, I think, May through October, every hour on the hour, that tiny pyramid over there would shoot water about 80 feet across the river for 10 minutes straight. Every hour on the hour. Yes, that was our Centennial Water Fountain. That is how we reversed the flow of our river. That is how we, quote-unquote, cleaned our river. That is actually how Chicago started the 20th century. We blew the last big ditch on January 1st of 1900. It started the initial flow of the reversal of our river. Now the water is flowing in the direction that we are traveling, actually. That is how we started the 20th century. One of the things I love most about Chicago is how fast this city acts on their urges. Now, if you look to your left, you'll see a taller, triangular prism-looking building. This is called the Swiss Hotel. This was designed by Harry Weiss. Now, this is one of the most unique architects that we're going to talk about today. Harry Weiss, along with being a famous architect, was also an avid sailor in his time. And because of his sailing past, he has a very large love of triangular shapes. And you see that executed in the structure of this building itself. Again, this is the Swiss Hotel. It was designed by Harry Weiss. We're going to see a few more of Harry Weiss's designs a little later on in our tour. Yes, that was Harry Weiss, our first Harry Weiss design. Also, as we are making our way down our main branch, check out our river walk while we're going along. So many things can happen on our river walk. You can grab a bite to eat, you can listen to live music, you can grab a drink.
Estoy haciendo un en vivo de bloqueármelo, ponérmelo de lado, pero sale bloqueado. Ponerlo de lado, ponerlo de lado.